When travelers and the media discuss the world's best airports, one name comes to mind: the Seoul Incheon Airport, the main international gateway to the city of Seoul and to South Korea. While it's a comparably young airport compared to the other major air hubs in the world, Incheon Airport has become a passenger and traveler favorite with two large and spacious passenger terminals, featuring amenities and activities that make the experience at the airport for both transit and departing passengers alike a memorable one. And if you don't believe me, you can simply do a YouTube search and see the reviews by passengers and travelers alike. That said, it could not be understated of the important role of Incheon Airport as a major key hub for the Asia-Pacific region. While Incheon Airport will wow travelers as to what is obviously seen when traveling through the airport, I've realized it is often what you don't normally see is what makes Incheon truly a unique and well-run airport. As the South Korean government began formulating plans to accommodate the large growth of passenger traffic in the late 1980s, they realized the current airport at the time, the Gimpo International Airport, could not accommodate the growth of the passenger traffic to and from Seoul city area. Among the problems that were found at Gimpo Airport was the lack of opportunity and room to expand the airport, as well as a nighttime flight curfew banning flights to and from the airport during the nighttime. With these limitations, the Seoul and the South Korean planners looked to a new location to build a future 21st century airport for the city of Seoul and South Korea. The first proposed location was in the city of Cheongju, located south of Seoul, though this met opposition as it was considered too far, located 124 kilometers south of Seoul. The other proposed site was the city of Hwaesong, located a little bit south of Seoul and a bit closer than Cheongju, though it too was rejected, citing the same reason of being too distant from Seoul. Local planners would eventually decide that the new international airport would be built on a location made up of islands off the coast of Incheon, a coastal city around 50 kilometers west of Seoul, an area known in history as the landing point for Allied forces to retake Seoul during the Korean War. Land reclamation and construction began in 1992, though in 1997 the opening of the airport was delayed due to the Asian financial crisis, and it wasn't until 2001 when the airport finally opened. Upon opening, the airport had one main passenger terminal along with two parallel runways. Seoul would also implement its dual airport system, with Gimpo being the main domestic hub, while Incheon would handle the international air traffic. Airport planners also made sure that the construction of the roads as well as the Airport Railroad Express was built to ensure access between Seoul and the airport. Since its opening, the operations of the airport has been overseen by the Incheon International Airport Corporation, a government-owned but privately run corporate entity that has overseen the growth and expansion of Incheon Airport within the last 2 decades. Among the new facilities that have been updated and added to the airport include a new satellite passenger concourse and a third runway in 2008, and recently in 2018 the airport opened up Terminal 2, which serves Korean Air and its SkyTeam airline partners. According to Airports Council International, Seoul Incheon is the 16th busiest airport in the world. In 2018, it handled around 68 million travelers. And the airport is also recognized as the 5th busiest in terms of international passenger traffic. Along with being a major passenger travel hub, Incheon handled nearly 3 million tons of cargo, making it the 4th busiest cargo hub in the world. The growth at Incheon Airport cannot be understated, especially in terms of passenger traffic, which has grown nearly 5 times since its opening in 2001. And the same could be said for its aircraft movements numbers. Incheon Airport serves as the primary hub for the international operations of the major Korean carriers of Asiana and Korean Air, which has helped make the airport become a key international transit point, especially for travel between North America and Asia. According to the Incheon International Airport, the airport receives around 7 million transit passengers, or which accounts for around 10% of the total passenger traffic. The other source of growth for Incheon Airport has been through the competitive nature of the South Korean low-cost airline market, as the 6 major low-cost carriers of South Korea, including the likes of Jeju Air, T-Way, and Jin Air, have through Incheon Airport launched their international route networks to key cities in Southeast Asia, Japan, and China, which not only has opened up opportunities for outbound tourism, but along with other low-cost airlines from Southeast Asia, have opened the door for inbound tourism to South Korea from those areas. Of the major airlines with a presence at Incheon along with Asiana and Korean Airlines, Jeju Air leads the presence of the low-cost carriers in Incheon, while China Eastern is the top foreign airline at the airport. While passenger traffic and the airport amenities make Incheon unique to travelers, it also happens to be a successful airport as a business, as it has reported a net and operating profit of over 1 trillion Korean won in 2018. Of the top revenue generating sources for the airport include duty-free sales, where it is a top airport for duty-free sales in the world, handling over $2.4 billion in sales in 2018. The airport also helps manage the surrounding properties, which includes golf courses and business areas, including a free trade zone, catering to mostly manufacturing and exporting businesses. Along with maintaining the facilities of the Incheon Airport, the Incheon Airport Corporation also embarks on other consulting and management projects in other airports around the world. At present, the Incheon Airport Corporation is lending its expertise on 28 projects in 14 countries in Asia, the Middle East, and the Americas, and these countries include India, Turkey, Kuwait, the Philippines, and Indonesia. While it does these ventures, the main primary purpose is to serve as the key air hub for the city of Seoul and South Korea, and Seoul's Incheon Airport is looking to become the main airport of the future. And the main vision for the operation of Seoul Incheon Airport could be summed up in one word: efficiency. Among the technologies that have been introduced at Incheon Airport since its opening include lighting, which guides both aircraft and ground vehicles around the airport, self-check-in counters, and robots you can interact with to guide you around the airport or to get information regarding your flight or other aspects of the airport. Among the things that Incheon Airport prides itself in is the processing time for arriving passengers, as well as the lowest number of lost luggage, with a rate of 2 lost bags for every million. Incheon Airport has announced further plans to integrate new technologies as its future expansion plans are being laid out. The airport is embarking on upgrades worth around 4.2 trillion Korean won, which will include a new 4th runway, as well as updates to the existing terminals. The new runway and the upgrades are expected to boost the capacity of the airport to around 100 million passengers by the year 2030. For the future expansion, there are a few other opportunities and challenges ahead for Incheon Airport, especially the growing competition among the major hubs of the North Asia region such as Tokyo and Beijing, especially with the new Beijing Daxing Airport just opening. Incheon has some good attributes including 24/7 operations, as well as the distance between Incheon and other Asian cities that travelers could connect to or from major cities in North America, especially with Korean Air being one of the top airlines in terms of trans-Pacific travel. Another potential opportunity in the future, should it arise, would be located just further up north, an hour away from Seoul, North Korea. Should diplomatic ties be improved, Incheon is in a good position to take advantage of the opportunities and offering an option for travelers heading to North Korea. But where it really gets interesting is the use of North Korean airspace, as at present, aircraft do have to avoid the North Korean airspace even as it is close to the approach path north of the airport. So this could be in discussions should diplomatic ties between North and South Korea improve further. One last note about Seoul Incheon Airport has been the growth of the low-cost carriers, which has coincided with the growth of passenger traffic along with the Incheon Airport. Along with being a highly competitive market between the 6 major low-cost carriers, the reduction of flight capacity between Japan and South Korea due to the ongoing trade tensions have shown that anything that could detriment the low-cost carriers will detriment Seoul Incheon, especially it being the main international hub for these airlines. Recently, there has been new additions to the low-cost market as the South Korean government recently approved 3 new airlines to start services. And with the airline industry being a volatile business, we could see some of these airlines go out of business, including the current ones, within a few years. Even though there is the worry that there could be a reckoning for these South Korean low-cost carriers, Asia's aviation industry is producing some new airlines, and Seoul has grown to become a popular tourist destination for many from Southeast Asia. Incheon Airport has been one of the key drivers of growth of South Korea's aviation industry, while other airports in cities such as Cheongju, Jeju Island, and Busan has seen growth in international air traffic and discussions on whether to open up more international air routes to and from Gimpo International Airport. Incheon Airport remains a key hub for Asia, Seoul, and South Korea. Incheon Airport has proven to become a popular airport for travelers, and surely some of you have actually traveled through there, so feel free to share your experiences in the comments section. Also, was there anything mentioned in the video that you didn't know prior about Incheon Airport and its operations? This has been another edition of Flights in Asia, highlighting the news and updates from the aviation and travel scene in the Asia Pacific. If you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Once again, thank you for watching and have a great day.